And our Gag Motive series continues. Part 3. Like I said, this should be a 6-part little mini-series. Part 3. This is something that can make for a really good scene if done right. There's a couple different variations of this. There's only one that I'm going to show an example of. One of my all-time favorite scenes for sure, and probably a lot of you guys as well. But this part would be to stop the damsel from pleading and pleading and begging for help to the captor, not trying to call out for a hero to come in and save them. And this can be worked several different ways, and it really kind of depends on who the captor is, for one. If you have a bad guy that is a very weak bad guy, somebody that maybe got put into the situation, forced into it by somebody else as a helper, or someone that committed a crime on a whim, that didn't have it planned out and isn't really a heartless person, then sometimes, especially in the case if there's more than one, the really bad person who has control over the situation will gag the damsel so that she can't plead to the weaker captor, the accomplice, that if she is able to plead to them, he or she may feel guilty and let the hostage go, or make a mistake or slip up or something that can allow them to make their escape. My bad there, mistake and escape. So this probably the best example of this, as far as to stop someone's pleading. You have a couple of younger captors from Alicia Cuthbert's first full treatment scene in the TV show 24, which was the finale of the Alicia Cuthbert week. The scene in the van from like the 4th or 5th episode of the show. I want to say the 4th episode, which you can find in the Kidnapper's Corner playlist. And let me go ahead and show the clips here.
We have to go back.
There's no point, she's dead.
You don't know that.
Hide her on.
We can't just leave her in the middle of the street. I'm telling you, we have to go back and get Janet.
You gonna tell your girlfriend to shut her mouth or not?
She's probably dead, all right?
If she's not, she might need help. Why do you always do what he tells you? Why don't you think for yourself?
If she's alive, she can ID us.
What? What are you saying? You're gonna kill her? You're gonna kill Janet, huh? Huh? Is that what you're gonna do?
Why?
Huh?
Close her mouth! Now!
I'm not gonna let you tell her.
I have to be sure. No.
No.
Shut up!
So you see, basically, they had been covering her mouth as they took her to the van, but they're in the van and she can't cry for help, nothing like that. But the guy that's kind of running the little operation, not her boyfriend, wants to go back and mow down her friend, and obviously she has something to say about that. So he makes the friend gag her so she can't sit there and beg with him and try and change his mind, which is something she had been trying to do there for a little while. So that was used in a very effective way, especially to show her struggle, which she put on such a show. I mean, just the whole thing was just incredible, and that's why that was done, so that she couldn't convince him to stop him. So that's probably the best example of this that I can give. And like I said, there's some other ones. I saw there's a scene we'll end up seeing where somebody mentions something about gag being used to dehumanize the victim, so that when the person goes to kill him, It won't be like killing a human, but rather more like an animal. That's another thing sometimes when you see with serial killers, things like that. But I thought this Alicia Cuthbert, the 24 scene, and the way that was done to use that in that way is a really good storytelling mechanism, and probably, one of the best dramatic and just overall hottest DID scenes that's ever been created. And that's the reason why, because it's so unique, so much different than just a lot of them. But, it's just so incredible. That's a top 10 all time. It has to be. So that's probably, that's our third part here. I would say that's one of my favorites, and I'm trying to think how I've used that in my storytelling so far. The stories, I don't know. I don't know if I have really. I have to go through and think about that, or how I could work that into one. But it's definitely a good one. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed, do it. Like the video. Comment. Thanks.